And we'll get this. Well, hello, and welcome to another webinar in the Coalition's monthly Budget Hero series. These are designed to make you a budget hero on your campus. My name is Lyon Cruz. I'm the president of the Coalition, and today we're spotlighting one of our newer vendor partners, Granite. Granite is an aggregator of communication services with close to $2 billion in annual revenue and 1.75 million in voice and data lines under contract. Granite has saved many Coalition member campuses significant costs associated with their communication services. I won't belabor the introduction. I will now just turn it over to Tim Christensen from Granite. Take it away, Tim.
Thanks, Lyon, and thanks Ed and Carl for making the time for us today. We're happy to present Granite and on the large scale. I have our senior director of the higher ed division, Vincent Diaria, on the line to give a little more insight into Granite, discuss some of the work that we've done within the Coalition as he spearheaded the partnership with Lyon and the Coalition, and have my other colleague Jessica on the line as well, who has been instrumental in growing the relationship and our work within the Coalition. So, Vincent.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. Lyon, thanks for the introduction. Pleasure to meet you both. Looking forward to learning about the current situation around telecom services, ISP services, cellular services. I'll give a high-level overview on Granite, and as Tim mentioned, after the discussion, we will send a recap. If for whatever reason you'd like to talk about your situation on a sidebar call, we're happy to set that up. Just let us know. Granite, as Lyon had mentioned, we're approaching $2 billion in revenue. We've been around 22 years. We're a debt-free company. We have no outside investors. Initially, when we started back in 2002, a very simple approach. We went out to all the incumbent telcos, the Bell companies. We signed long-standing wholesale contracts with all of the big carriers. We started to aggregate plain old telephone lines. Back in 2002, everyone had them. And we grew our business very quickly. So from the analog lines, we pivoted to ISP services, both broadband and fiber. From the ISP services, we pivoted to cellular services. To date, we work with about 200 or so providers across the US and Canada, and we have wholesale agreements with about 99% of the carriers within the continental United States. So in most situations, we're able to reduce expenses on your existing services without changing anything. But one of the things that we find, especially on ISP connectivity, is can you get more bang for your buck if you pivot to a different provider? We are agnostic to the companies, so we don't favor any one company over the other. So as we assess your current situation and needs, we'll make recommendations accordingly. We also, probably about 4 years in, built out our own VoIP service, which encompasses SIP as well. We utilize the Metaswitch platform, which is now a Microsoft-owned soft switch. And that allows us to roll out different solutions around fully hosted voice over IP solutions, fully managed SIP solutions. If the PBX is licensed, then the PBX can accept native SIP. Or we've also done a lot of emulated SIP solutions, which emulates your PRI service that you have without having to license or upgrade the PBX. And basically, it splits it back with an AdTran router to emulate or trick the phone system into think it's an analog connection, where really it's coming in as a SIP connection as the main source of transport. We do also integrate with Microsoft Teams. So if you are a Microsoft shop and use Microsoft Teams for collaboration, we can integrate into direct trunk routing on the SIP side and Operator Connect on the VoIP side. And if and where new handsets are needed, headsets are needed, any type of equipment, we can also install and or sell that to you as well. The other side of that is the actual cabling. So a lot of our customers early on said it's great that Granite can wholesale and save us money, but it would be even better if you guys can help us extend the service from the phone room to our second floor, because that's the customer's responsibility. The phone company will only drop it at the DMARC, and then as the customer, you have to go out and you have to find a low voltage technician or have someone on your staff do it for you. So we do have boots on the ground. We have about 50,000 techs in our network. About 25% of them are W-2. The other 75% are contractors that work for us. We vet them thoroughly. We carry their insurance. So we can have a technician on site within 4 hours or less in most situations. So if you needed break fix repair, run a cable for something, install or troubleshoot video surveillance cameras, control door access, we can pretty much do it all. We also have a variety of managed services. So if you were looking to change or upgrade to something like an SD-WAN solution, we work with all the major manufacturers, Fortinet, all flavors of Cisco, Juniper, pretty much anyone out there. And we can also manage existing gear that you have, whether that's SD-WAN, APs, firewalls, we can pretty much do it all. So we started as a wholesaler. We had evolved as a fully managed telco advocate for our clients, and really serve as a one-stop shop, but we're by no means an all or nothing situation. There are 4 efficiencies that we bring to the table. Efficiency 1 is our cost savings model. So as a retail customer, let's just say today you pay $1 for service. We generally buy it for about 40 cents. We resell it back to you for 70 cents. You save 30 cents, we make 30 cents. As a wholesaler, that's how we save you money, and that's how we make a profit. The second efficiency is a premier support team, 1 person backed by a team of 10. Moves, adds, changes, repairs, disconnects, new installations, billing questions. From an IT perspective, a finance perspective, it's a pain point for all of our customers. They hate calling the carriers. They never can get someone on the phone. If they have a rep, the rep changes or it gets taken away from them. So with Granite, you will literally get that white glove treatment, and you have the 3 of us as escalation points if needed. We are 24/7, so if you called us outside of normal business hours, we do have the ability to answer phone calls in 30 seconds or less. The live person on the phone that can assist you, so you'll never be without service in case you had an emergency. Third efficiency is we pull everything into an online portal where we store all invoices and inventory for the life of the account. So if you wanted to look at your billing from prior month, if you wanted to look at what phone lines you have or what internet speed you have at a location, it's all accessible within the portal. There's also a ticketing system in there. So if you use a ticketing system on your side, something like ServiceNow, Zendesk, Remedy, we can integrate via an API right into that ticketing system, so you don't have to swivel chair from one system to another. So it makes things consolidated if and when you're tracking systems for repairs or new service orders. The other side of the portal is we do audit the services. So a lot of our interactions with some of your peers have been, we want to save money, but we have a bigger problem on our hands. We don't know what line goes where. We don't know if we can eliminate services. It's been like this for 15 years. We haven't audited it. We're scared to just disconnect services just because we don't think it's used, but we're not sure. So we do a very comprehensive audit, and we bring to you options to eliminate and or change service to find additional cost savings. Through that exercise, we usually find 10 to 12% in additional savings. And then the fourth and final efficiency is customization, consolidation of billing. I would say it depends on the college that we're dealing with, but most colleges want consolidation of billing. We have had some customers that say we have different budgets that we pay our bills out of. So we want to consolidate, 60% of our bills, but the other 40 have to be decentralized, which is totally fine. Regardless if we consolidate or not, we do bill in a uniform cycle. 1st through the 31st, bills come out by the 7th. So if you do have any staggered bills coming in at different times of the month, Granite would make that process a lot more uniform and centralized on a monthly basis. And then to close my short intro here, I did want to mention we do have 2 products that are proprietary. One is our Epic solution, which is a dual cellular POTS line replacement solution used for life safety ancillary type services, fire alarms, elevators, monitoring systems, anything that can't go to a VoIP or SIP solution because it's a life safety application. Our dual cellular Epic solution would be something that you may want to consider. The copper lines and infrastructure are getting expensive and the facilities are degrading. So a lot of our customers have been keenly interested in that solution. And then the second product is our Edge Boot device, which is a cellular enabled PDU, where what makes it unique and what allowed us to patent it was that it has that out of band connection built into the Edge Boot PDU, where the PDUs that are out there, the smart PDUs, They do not have that. They have to have network connectivity to get to the devices. This does not have to use network connectivity. So we were able to patent that solution, and you can control 9 devices at a location. So a use case for this would be like a site that's not manned by someone in IT, or you just want it there for peace of mind. It allows you to manually reboot, but you can also use the AI functionality where it will remember and learn the actual systems and appliances connected to it. So it'll do automatic reboots if and when there's an issue. So those are probably the new latest and greatest solutions. And we've been getting a lot of interest on both. So I did want to mention both of those. One thing to mention, if you were interested to see what Granite could save you, or if you have a specific situation where you wanted recommendations, you wanted to upgrade or modernize your voice or internet networks, we can do a complimentary assessment for you. Typically, we ask for a month worth of invoices. We do an analysis. It's complimentary. There's no fee for it. But of course, if you have a unique scenario and you wanted to talk about it, you wanted to get some recommendations from us, we can, of course, bring in an engineer and have a more detailed and technical discussion if needed. So that's typically where we would go from here in any situation. And if we need to have a more formal overview with any of your teammates, or if you wanted to ask us questions, happy to answer those today. Or if you wanted to have a breakout call outside of this, we're happy to schedule those accordingly. Tim, did I miss anything? Is there anything you wanted to mention?
No, I think you covered all the major points, Vincent. Thank you.
Great.
And I'll leave it up to Ed and Carl over these last 15 minutes. Any questions that you all have, we'd be more than happy to answer.
I don't have any specific questions, but I think I would be interested in, having, setting up a meeting, a sidebar meeting about my my future voice solution. So
Okay. We can reach out and set that up and appreciate that. Tim will reach out. I think we'll have your information, and we'll see if we can get something on the books for next week, if we can make that work with your schedule.
that's fine. I mean, I have to replace my voice system. I have a year, so I'm not in any big rush, but yeah, I'd like to
Okay.
get the conversation going.
It sounds good, Ed. Thank you for that, and we look forward to it.
Yep.
I think we're pretty much in good shape. This is a great resource. I'd like to learn a little more about it. But currently, we're in the middle of changing our system out to go to a Teams calling platform. We're keeping our current SIP provider, make jump smaller. Once we're moved into the new environment, though, I could definitely see revisiting and perhaps taking advantage of some of your services.
That sounds great, Carl. And just out of curiosity, outside of the main voice communication and the Teams migration, do you guys still have any ancillary life safety type, POTS lines out in the field that are running over copper?
We have failover lines for 911 services, but other than that, no, not really.
Okay, that could be a good option for Epic. We'll send you a document on that just so you can review it. And when the Teams migration settles down a bit, we'd love to have a discussion to see what we can do maybe in the future. And we're going to send our deck too. So just take a look at that. And if there's anything else that catches your eye, we'd be happy to set up a call at any time.
That's great. That's great. Because of our location, one of our offices, our main office is located in an area that cell service can be sketchy. So I'm not sure if that's, I haven't checked it recently, but if that's developed or not. So that we only got it there.
Yeah. Is that like just in general or in the building, or is it even outside of the building?
Last time I checked, it was outside the building as well. We're on a hill in Vermont, so it's kind of sketchy. Like I said, I haven't checked it recently, the last year or so. So I'll do some on-campus surveying, so I'm on site.
Sounds good. The other nice thing about the Epic solution is there is a Ethernet plug on it. So we do, for life safety, we kind of require it that you connect to either your Ethernet service that you have existing or a broadband connection. So if cellular, like as you know, cellular, even if there's good reception, there's latency. I mean, that's not a secret. Everyone knows that. So we recommend connecting to your internet as well. So you have the wired LAN connection and then the 2 cellular services. And then there is a battery 24/7 or 24-hour that's built into the box. And then we monitor the solution 24/7. And you have a portal where you can see the box. You can see things like latency, jitter, and packet loss. So yeah, let us know. We'd love to talk more about it, or maybe even talk about doing a POC. We typically do 60-day trials for that solution just to make sure it works properly. And if we run into any hiccups or anything, obviously you don't have to move forward with the solution.
Okay, good to know.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Carl. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Any other questions or Lion? I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to mention or questions you had for us, but I think from the Granite side, we pretty much covered everything we wanted to go over for today.
Think you may be on mute there, Lion.
How many times has that happened?
We've all been there.
Again, I will thank Ed and Carl for, if you could read my lips, I'll thank Ed and Carl for attending today, and all the future viewers of this webinar. If you have need, if you think you'd be interested, or if you're just curious, please reach out to Granite. You can reach Granite through our website at the Coalition. Just reach out to them and they'll be happy to do a complimentary look and see at what they can do for you. Like I said, they've saved many of our campuses significant dollars in their communications lines, and I'm sure they could do that for you. So with that, I will close this webinar down and say thank you to Tim and Vincent, and go out and be a budget hero. Thank you.
Thanks, Lion.
all.
Have a good day, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.